Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show me some.
What's up, guys? Joe here. I guess if you saw the title of the video, then you are here for this guy, the M1 MacBook Air. Let's talk about this thing for a little bit. The M1 MacBooks have been out for a little over 6 months now, so that's given plenty of time for them to be put through their paces and tested and used. The initial reviews were outstanding. I mean, everyone had good things to say about the M1.
Call it the MacBook success.
Because I'm not sure they can actually fit more power into a body this size.
We talked about the M1s and then the reviews that came in. It almost seemed like these computers were just too good to be true. Apple finally made a laptop with their same build quality that we've come to expect, but in affordable price. This computer starts at $1,000. You could get a refurbished one for significantly less than that, $100 to $200 less. Mine was just over $1,500 with the upgraded RAM and solid state drive. I do recommend upgrading. 256 gigs of hard drive storage it fills up quick. Nowadays, that fills up really quick. Now, why did I choose the MacBook Air over the MacBook Pro? For one simple reason, because that's what my work bought for me. So this video, I'm not really going to do an in-depth review of the MacBook. I feel like everyone's kind of already done those. What I really want to do is just kind of hit some of the really important things that I've noticed that I've liked about the computer, maybe some of the bad things that have kind of been setbacks, and then also just kind of give you peace of mind. You're watching this video, so I'm guessing maybe you're probably thinking about buying one of these. I'll go ahead and start with the negatives and get those out of the way because they're small negatives. There's not very many of them, so we'll just get them out of the way and then we can move on to all the good stuff. Probably the biggest issue I've had is the port selection. You only get 2 USB-C ports, so you have to have a dongle. Dongle life is okay, I guess. I mean, I'd prefer if there was, 1 or 2 more on the other side. What really has been a hiccup, though, is how close they put the ports together. You have to be specific in the dongles that you're buying. Everything's going to be able to plug in together right next to each other on those 2 ports. Another big issue, well, it's not a big issue, I'm not saying big. Another issue is like it's 2021 and we still have these fatty bezels on the screen. I don't know when Apple is going to decide to change this. My XPS, which is 2 years older, literally had 0 bezel. It was all screen. And then probably my last minor complaint is the screen brightness. The M1 Airs only get 400 nits of brightness, which I don't do a whole lot of work outside. The 2-3 times maybe ever I've gone outside to use my computer, maybe when I'm letting the kids play outside or something, I have noticed that it's basically unusable, so I usually end up just closing it and doing something else. The M1 MacBook Pro gets up to 500 nits, which is a little bit better. It's still hard to use out in the sunlight. Just don't use your computer outside. That's all I can say. We got the negatives out of the way. Now let's talk about the positives. There is a lot of good going on with this computer. Honestly, this is probably the computer I would recommend the most for anyone that's not doing like hardcore gaming. But the things that have really stood out that are impressive to me are the battery life. For regular administrative day-to-day use, I can easily get 2 days out of this battery. I don't have to worry about if I remembered my charger at home. It's wonderful, wonderful to not have to worry about whether my computer's going to die. It's a problem we even have with our phones. Like we get to the end of the day and the battery's in the red. It's a stressful feeling. I don't like that feeling. The performance on this computer, like I already said, it flies. I'm actually at the end of this video going to compare the M1 MacBook Air to a almost $5,000 2019 MacBook Pro that we have at work. I'm going to do a little race at the end, see which computer can render a video the quickest. I'm kind of thinking the MacBook Air might win, but I'm a little hopeful, so we'll see. So one minor thing that I really like about this computer is the keyboard is inset on the body. And what I mean by that is it's a little bit lower than the shell of the computer is. The keys do not touch the screen on this computer. It's a nice little touch that Apple threw in there that I didn't expect. Another big plus, but the color gamut on this computer is beautiful. It has such rich and vibrant coloring. It's enjoyable to look at. It actually draws your eyes away from those gnarly bezels that are still there. Now, probably one of the biggest deciding factors that I think you'll like is the price on this computer. The MacBook Air, the M1 MacBook Air, it starts at $1,000. You can't buy another computer that's this powerful and this efficient, which makes it really hard to not recommend this computer to everyone. I'm sure you guys know from my channel, I worked in the repair business for quite a few years. One thing that has always pushed me away from buying PCs is the plastic frames they come in. I can't tell you how many computers in the past customers have brought me that were PCs where the hinges were just falling apart on the computer because the manufacturers thought it would be a good idea to screw metal brackets and metal screws into plastic frames. Plastic is a lot weaker than metal and it doesn't hold up. Apple has never had this issue. Basically, since the inception of the MacBook, Apple has decided to make everything out of a solid piece of aluminum, which means that everything is strong, durable, can take an impact pretty well, and the computer is still going to work properly. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this computer. I'm happy I have it. I'm happy I get to use it every day. What do I think this computer was really created for? I still think it's kind of geared towards someone heading to college. Yeah, this computer, you could buy this and it would easily get you all the way through college without having to upgrade. And even someone that's more advanced in what they use their computers for, like a video editor or a photographer, this is a great on-the-go computer. Like I said, I use it for all of my video editing for this YouTube channel. Now, should you buy this computer? I think you already know that I recommend it, but there's a lot of reasons why you might not want to. You were iffy about it. Hopefully I answered those questions. Another one may be the M2 or the M1X that's supposed to be coming around the corner. Don't wait. If you need a computer, get this one. I can't recommend it enough with everything that it does. The M1 was a major jump in technology for laptops. It's not something we're going to see for a long time again. Definitely not going to see it with the M2. There are going to be improvements like there is every year, but you're not going to see this leap forward in technology like we just saw when the M1 came out. Now, what you've been waiting for, the showdown between the 2020 M1 MacBook Air and a 2019 Intel MacBook Pro. This MacBook Pro is a beast. It has 32 gigs of RAM and a 2 terabyte solid state drive. This thing was built for editing videos. So right now we're going to do a little export test on Premiere and see which one of these computers can outperform the other in rendering a video. That's nuts. I ran that test 3 times on the M1 computer because I couldn't believe how fast it did it. It blew the MacBook Pro out of the water in that test. I did the renders on the same videos. It was my LG G8X screen repair. I did them in H.264, high bit rate, and you see it here. I'll put somewhere around here. I'll put the results on how fast they rendered. Guys, this computer is legit. I'll have links below of everything for you guys to check out. Stay tuned for my next video because I'm going to be repairing a phone. Comment below what phone you hope it is. Surprise, I've already got it. We're just going to see if you can guess. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.